Dao Talks. I'm Sam here with Shifu, and we're going to talk today a little bit about the coronavirus. So, as a lot of folks know, Massachusetts and New England is starting to reopen some aspects of society, but we're still in a continued state to some extent of a lockdown and of social distancing and being a little bit, life is not quite back to normal. I think we would all agree. So, Shifu Zhou, we're just going to ask you, what do you think about the coronavirus and all of its implications and all of its effects on people?
It's the coronavirus is make everybody have a very difficult life. We live, everything is totally changed. Make a lot of people very stressed, worry about. It's kind of like most of the small business, like a restaurant, either like us, we can see the little bit like no worry. Just like sometimes you can feel like never have an end. You don't know when can getting better, because lose a lot of students, restaurant lose a lot of clients. It's the problem. Either the people, the social we changed. Everybody have like a distance. Distance, like either like you, if with your family, not stay together, like have a distance, like everything is, it's really, really difficult, it's feeling so sad about that. But we don't have a choice. Of course, a lot of people think about the coronavirus is, from China, or medium from China or something. So, for my opinion, it's kind of like natural, what's the natural? Because we human climate changed, with the weather, everything changed. Either we eating the food, eating the meat, what's the meat problem is, we all know we eating the meat. Sometimes like some of the fish, some the factory use the fish head or different bowl, make the food for the animal. Then we eat the animal again. Then like the different stuff always like, hard to say. It's totally no good for a body. It's also we use, I don't know how to say, use not like a vaccine, use something, a lot of the chicken, like bigger farmer, they use a lot of
antibiotics. Antibiotics.
Yeah, I think antibiotics use a lot of this stuff. It's totally no good. A lot of people thinking it's from China. It's just happen from China. Wherever not have a coronavirus, that will have another virus come up. Wherever will have another. It's of course in China is we call the information not really like open. Not a lot of, they just cover it. It's just like split. It's fast or slow. It's this problem. If they tell everyone, yes, we have the case, but the still will spread. Still will like that, but just maybe a little bit slowly. I talking to a lot of people like students. What happened in Europe is so fast. In US so fast. In Asia, it's just not a lot of kids. It's what happened. It's the culture. It's in UA, in Europe, like French, like England, like Italy. Everybody free, no care, whatever. I think it's just like a flow. They don't care. They want to have more free. They're thinking they have a strong body, no problem. We can do it. Like in US, is the problem is the politics. Democrat with the Republican, they're fighting. You said do that, I said no. He said do that, I said no. It's because of the politics make the coronavirus. It's a little bit too fast spread. Of course, half the coronavirus, from my opinion, is kind of like never end. Never end. In the future, maybe have another virus. We still have a different virus come up. What you have to change, of course, with our body need a strong Of course, now we're waiting for the vaccine. We're waiting for vaccine. Yeah. No have vaccine. And what do? We still have to go work. We have to do something. We can't always stay home. That's my opinion. Yes, you stay home, wear the mask. It's okay. Keep the distance. It's okay. But if you think you want to waiting for coronavirus and God, it's impossible. It's my opinion. Yeah. For me also, I have another opinion. Today, I'm talking to students. It's a summer. It's okay. Either before fall, it's okay. We long can handle it. We don't have a lot of issue about the long. After winter time, maybe after September, October, we long getting have problem, getting weak after fall. It's the bigger problem. Because we long getting weak, most older people, weather getting cold, we long have a lot of long issue. Then if you got the coronavirus, yes, it's a bigger problem for senior. It's my opinion. For the summer, maybe you got the coronavirus, maybe okay. Your body okay, we relax, okay. We long, the good weather, the warm weather, It's can make with immunity still stronger. They can defend that. As a lot of people say we should. Oh no, we should close again. It's very bad for economy, very bad for people's life. I think it's maybe October they close again. It's good choice, but for now, I think it's supposed they will open. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so as an acupuncturist, some of what you're saying does make sense. So I'll address the first point that this, the coronavirus, maybe doesn't completely end because, like you're saying, as we continue as a Western society or as an industrial society to, I would say, kind of go down this path of continue to put profit over people's health with antibiotics and food and other farming practices that farmers really, in this day and age, because of the economic structure, they kind of have to do, if they feel like they have to do at least, to make a profit. So they feel pressure to do that. And then I think it does affect some of these diseases that we end up susceptible to or we end up getting. And in the history, so as an acupuncturist, we look back on some of the Chinese medical texts and throughout history, these pandemics do happen. So this coronavirus, even though in modern times, in the past few hundred years, it feels new. Even in European history too, we've had bubonic plague and we've had, the Black Death, and you've had all these different viral or bacterial diseases that have spread very rapidly. These things have happened, and I think it would be a bit arrogant to say that if we can solve coronavirus, we can solve all infectious diseases and infectious bacterial infections and viral infections. That's not going to be the case. These things, even if we get past this, they probably will come back around, whether it's, like the last one in America that really dealt with and was the 1918, I believe it was the Spanish flu that I've read stories about. These things will come back. To speak on your point about the seasonal effect, yeah, I think there is some grounding for that to say, because not only from a Western perspective, we do say, you're outside, so things are less likely to spread. I know for me, I've gone out and eaten outside with friends and have not dealt with any problems with that. I'd be a little bit more hesitant to sit down indoors because it's more of a closed space. And it's such nice weather that I don't really mind eating outside. So, why not? I'm not an expert in it. I'm not going to sit here and speak this as medical advice, but there's definitely a seasonal component, like what you're saying. In Chinese medicine, we look at these viruses as pathogens, and they often have a thermal nature to them, and they're influenced by the climactic factors that we're dealing with. So one of my teachers was talking about in the spring, the time when the coronavirus was really spreading the fastest was a very windy season, and wind in Chinese medicine is a pathogenic factor that carries things far. And so as the virus spread really quickly from Europe, and really that was the jump that kind of infected all the world, that was a time when the wind was the predominating element of the world. And so, I mean, and to some extent right now, it's a little bit maybe less strong, the climactic factors for the virus. And I would also, like you're saying, I think that if people are planning to deal with the second wave, definitely looking at the season is a wise approach, because as far as the schools that are trying to come back, I think it's good that some of them going home for the Thanksgiving holiday and then not returning to campus, because as it does get colder, I would expect to see, if we don't have other means to deal with it, that things might not be as positive as they might be right now. But it remains to be seen. That's I'm just giving some information. I hope nobody looks at this and says, this guy's trying to tell me what to do. But
yes, I hope people can catch it. Can catch that. It's not worry too much, scare too much. It's for me, I told it just I told the beginning. We do the training. I build a training hall, do everything nice. Waiting for somebody come here, practice with me, waiting my student from another country, but nobody come. It's difficult. The airplane canceled. Cancel the airline, and the board all closed. Student from Canada. Okay, sorry, Shifu, the board is still closed. I can come make okay. It's a little bit not a discipline, what? It's keep how do we know? Of course, in US, most of the people believe the vaccine. With the vaccine, they have to waiting for vaccine. For my, I don't say talking the fortune, probably next year, probably maybe after next year, the vaccine can come out. Everybody can have it. Okay, normal again. Next year, I think that after summer, everything will be okay. But for now, it's because of the hospital, not really. Still the hospital is scared. Have too many cases in the winter time. There's too many cases. It's either no, also they're scared. Have too many cases. A lot of people have a problem. The hospital, they don't have enough was enough bed or room or something like that. They're scared. Of course, for me, my opinion, if they can open, we'll be happy. And for me, I believe like that. My body. Also, I told everyone I believe destiny. It's my religion. Maybe someone thinking I have God. I'm always talking to someone. If you God, you die. Whatever, maybe you drinking water. The water can go to your lung, then you die. If you're not lucky, you just go to the wall. The wall, die. It's always this for us that's for me. It's kind of little bit like a destiny. I know really care about that. I say okay. My God gave me my job. I didn't finish. Then I go. I'm not worried about that. And everything just okay, open it for me. As a student that come to center, no problem. Everyone can come. And okay, either sorry, care about that. This is a beginning of course. Everybody is scared because of social media. Make everybody so worry a lot. I think if we can keep have the healthy food, keep do the exercise, and we know that drinking more water, maybe herbs. For me, last year I also have the idea. Is maybe make some a different tea. Use the herbs, make a good tea for the people. As will be hope. in US, a lot of people know in US, maybe Europe, a lot of people don't trust herbs. For me, I trust herbs more than the Vikings. No, for me. Really.
The herbs have a good. I was going to say the herbs have a very long history of treating pandemics. The Chinese medical practitioners of thousands of years ago wrote about so many of these pandemics and how they treated, which herbal formulas they used for a very long time. So there is substantial evidence in the form of humans still surviving until this point that has worked as well.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, spring maybe do some other after fall. Maybe we can do another stuff for how to good for people. Of course, I believe after fall, the kids, and also the kids maybe will be lot, but I believe a lot of people will have a long problem, like a flu. Because the flu. The same, okay, it's gone. Actually, the virus is still there, the flu is still there, but just like we body like strong and relaxed, it's not gone. Because in the winter time, after the winter, after the fall, the weather getting cold, we body getting very sensitive, everything, have a little bit of problem with body, have the issue. If we can keep the exercise or do something, always, of course, the mind power also important. If it's not strong enough, always worry about it's getting worse. We body everything more worse. It's my opinion.
Yeah, so I think that brings us to another point that some of our viewers were probably interested about is how, in your perspective as a Daoist, how do you find yourself able to balance, on the one hand, staying informed, listening to the news, reading social media and other media outlets and paying attention, and also knowing when to shut those things off because it's making people worry more. The balance of the two, I've seen some people, they don't listen to anything and they're very happy and they don't wear a mask and they don't care about anybody. And on the other hand, you have people that read everything and they know everything and they're kind of like scared in their house. So how do you recommend people balance the two of those things?
It's here, if we can talk a little bit, but it's mostly it's a personality. Some people, whatever you talk, they don't believe it. Some people, they just believe everything. It's the balance for me, for my opinions, because always people talking to me, something, I'm sorry, because I have a mind. I know how to think. I know just like the media, like talking something, oh wow, it's a problem. Oh, there's a problem. I have to look at people around me. What do other people think? What do other people talk? Then by yourself to think about it. Not like just like looking for one side. We have a lot of Chinese news from BCNC. Oh, I think BCNC. With BBC or something like New York Times, a lot. I can see a lot of. Yeah, it's good writer, but they just like no. I like it's a lot of news talking about that. Like a Chinese something. I read on the news. If I just follow the news, like really scared. I just by myself, because I am the Daoist. Like before, I told you, I'm a believe the destiny, whatever. Either from beginning, a lot of people in China, everyone worried, wow, China will be end. I said, okay, no worry, China will not end. It's everybody like so worried about that. So because everything we call it like not like a lucky and unlucky. Like before we talk about the Chinese called 运气. Like a bamboo, always some year, something happened, the next year will be feeling better. It's always the issue, not like always bad. Have bad, have good, always like that. As people very smart, and we, for me, our body have the how to say, we body is smart too. What's the word body smart? Not like a human. We body know how to protect ourselves. Like we change, sometimes we call it weiqi or something like I have a coat that, that everything like a clothes. I feel like, if you worm, they open it. It's our body, immunity is smart too. Like everything new, of course, like they can figure out, but then half the time they will figure out how to protect ourselves. I just want to let people know we body is smart, we human, everything is, everything will be good. Like don't worry about that. If you worry too much, it will, crush your life.
Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling. It sounds like your faith in destiny really helps you to stay sane right now.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd wish for more of your viewers and your students to also have as well? That faith and that the destiny is kind of already written to some extent. There'll be good, there'll be bad. Some years good, some years bad. Just kind of staying even through it all. What do you think?
And for me, we not talking about like a student listen to us. If a student have a lot of senior, if they have some issue, because he listen to Master Zhou, Shifu Zhou, then they don't have a problem. I just let student, everybody have a brain, let them figure out. We not give people say you should do, not judge people. You should do that, should do that. Okay, you have a brain. What do you think? If you know how to protect yourself. Just think about it. If you think like wearing mask is safe, okay, wear a mask. If you think okay, no problem, okay, just follow your natural, follow your feeling. It's more natural. It's for me.
Yeah. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Is taking in information and kind of making your own decision. How do you personally sort through? There's a lot of different news stories. Somebody says do this, somebody says do that. How do you sort through which one to listen to? Do you kind of just get back in your body, listen to your body? How do you handle that?
For me, from beginning, people, everyone say, "Oh, show the bad." For me, I'm okay. For this part. Sometimes I reading news like I not just reading one to two parts. I just like you say, I think out by myself. So okay, feeling okay or not okay. Most of the time I'm a very sensitive guy. I'm always follow my feeling. But some people like may be different. Either we talking about everything. I'm just like okay, I have to like. Think about, okay, follow my feeling, it's right or wrong, how to do it. It's hard to say what I do, I just told you, I believe the destiny is me, I believe this is like I'm still young, I still have to do a lot of stuff, oh my God, let me do a lot of stuff. It's like that. A lot of stuff is, I didn't finish my job. It's my meaning. It's just like okay, I don't care. But the bears, something, of course, someone cared. Okay, also, but for us, we have to care other people's feeling. Like someone says, okay, don't touch me. Okay, you have to give me distance. Okay, why not? Okay, I'm sorry. Give you distance. It's okay. We human, we can be like, just care us. Okay, I believe that. Don't worry. No problem. They can always hug anyone or like, it's like a hand, shake the hands. But okay, I'm sorry. Do you okay? You want to shake hands? Yeah, no problem. Okay, shake hands. But they say no. Like. We not give people. I just say why not really like give people very strong suggestion or show people what my idea how to do. I just show people by yourself. Think out. Think about. You think in your body like younger people. If you feeling it's okay, just go out. No need to care about. But you have to care about other people. what did I feel? Okay, this is more important, you know. Some people very scared if you close them, you know, make a fading, you know, just make other people worry more is no good, you know. Okay, of course, we're living in the state. We have to follow the state's law. You know, it's my opinion, you know. Of course, sometimes out a little bit, okay, you know, we go outside, okay, because the state law say, okay, we go outside, we can out the mask, no problem. To the room, I need, so okay, we have to wear a mask. Okay, I wear the mask. You know, follow the law. But it's my opinion, you know.
All right, yeah, thank you for that opinion. I definitely understand that. Definitely, for me, wearing a mask is not just about wearing it for my own self because I'm not, you know, feeling good about it, but because I want other people to be happy and to be calm, and if I don't want to make anybody nervous, so that's why I have no problem wearing it most of the time because you know, like you said, it's better to have people happy and healthy in that component of mental health because I think people are very afraid right now, some people, and if they're, you know, the more afraid you are, the worse your immune system's going to function, the more stressed you are. So if we can all make take some steps to be kind to each other and to be thoughtful, then actually that does go a long way in keeping people healthy physically and mentally as well, because people's mental health has absolutely suffered in a few ways through this pandemic, I think, as much as physical.
Yeah, just respecting other people. You know, we wear a mask, not like we worry about the coronavirus. We respect other people. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I think maybe one more question before we wrap up today. We want to know, how do you see, in your vision of the destiny that we see right now, what will cause the virus to end? What will cause the lockdown or restricted travel and all that? How will that end in your vision?
In China, always the people are talking about the fortune. Yeah, talking about fortune teller, talking about fortune. Because this year we call it like a rats year. Rats, you know, it's rats year. The animal, 12 animal, one is rats year. Always like 60 years, you know, the Chinese call it 60 years of one circle. This year is over the 60 and the rats year. This is the year, so always if in China with the history look back 60 years before, like some that also have a lot of problem. You know, it's the destiny. We call it always 60 years have one is a bigger problem. Either some country have politics problem or have the various problem. It's always have like that. Yeah. There's a lot of people how to avoid that. You know, I also like saw a recording. You know, last year 2018, it's kind of like a summer. Before summer, they have a meeting, have a guy talking about that. They're talking about the Wuhan. They're talking about there, talking about the cloud. So look at the cloud, have a problem. That means the Wuhan. Around the Wuhan will have a virus come out, like a flu season, and saw a recording. You know, it's have to be careful. But no, it's half the problem is most of people all believe the scientist. Like, okay, we believe the scientist like that. Because if that, no believe the natural, no believe that fortune, no believe the stuff. So this is the come out. You know, a lot of people know that this is the Chinese we're talking about. Of course, that's for me, we experience as 2 years. Everything happened, the very bad stuff, 2 years. We'll have a revolution. After the revolution, after 2 years, everything will be gone. It's kind of like a revolution. We life has changed, you know? Everything changed. It is the future. Look, everything use the technology, use the internet, use the computer, phone, and the people, the distance, everything like we social, everything totally changed. either we might everything change. Either, of course, we body, the immunity will change too. Everything, that's called revolution. Every 60 years, we'll have a problem, and the revolution, 2 years, will everything done in the 2 years.
Okay. So after these, this year and next year, things will kind of...
But the influence is 5 years. The influence will 5 years. Then everything is normal.
Okay. That's good to know. So buckle up and get ready for a little bit of bumpiness over the next few years, and then we'll things will get back to a new state of normal.
Yes,
maybe.
Yes, I think.
Is that what I'm hearing right?
Yeah.
I don't want to misquote.
Make it normal in the real, in the economy, everything is normal in the 5 years.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first. Is there anything else you want to speak to today, Shifu?
No, it's good. I just like people keep. I always like my students, all people keep the house, stay safe. It's good. We don't have another thing. Okay, keep it safe.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. All good. All good. But I have to think about if you think you're young. For me, if you have a senior, someone older, like a parent live with you, but have a little bit be careful. If you're a single young guy, don't worry about,
Yeah. So stay safe. Don't worry too much, but be respectful.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So thank you, Shifu, for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you, Michael. So yeah, today gone.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
And if you like our content and you want to see more, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell below. Hit a like button to support our work, and feel free to share with your friends. So thank you for watching today, and we'll see you next time on Dao Talks.